It looks like Pennsylvania made some corrections to one of the documents that we went over yesterday in the Idaho 4 case, but I have another question, so let's go ahead and see what they're doing. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only, and just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, last night we went live to go over the newest documents, and we started talking about the fact that there were some people being subpoenaed as witnesses. Now, if you were here for the live, or if you saw this clip that I reposted from that live this morning, there were some people out there giving false information stating that these witnesses were being called by the state, the ones in Pennsylvania that we went over yesterday anyway. And in reality, these are actually witnesses that were being subpoenaed and petitioned, and the affidavits were being written by the defense team. Eliza Massoth wrote most of them. I think only one of them had Ann Taylor's name on it. Maybe two of them did. But for the majority, they were written, and these people were subpoenaed by Eliza Massoth. Now, there was a weird one, a really weird one, because there was a teacher on there. This is her. Her name is Michelle. They have her in here with just her name in the very beginning of a paragraph. The rest of the document is about a guy named Brandon. So I was really questioning what that was all about, because the female mentioned, Michelle, that name is supposed to actually be the name of the professor that recommended Bryan Kohberger for the TA position that he has now at WSU. From everything that I'm seeing, that name is an accurate name for someone who would actually be in Kohberger's personal history. But the correction being made is that the Michelle name has been removed completely from the document, and only Brandon's name is being kept on there. So I'm going to assume that means that the defense is not calling the professor. Let's take a look at the document. So this is the original document, and as you can see here, it says that it's a summons for a Brandon Andriola, but then down here it says Michelle Bolger. Again, I don't know if it's Bolger or Bolger, but this article right here from January 2nd, 2023, just a few days after Bryan Kohberger's arrest, it actually mentions the actual professor, Michelle Bolger, whichever one, that's 33, that was an associate professor at DeSales University in Pennsylvania, and she said that he was a great writer. He was a brilliant student. She went on to say that in her 10 years of teaching, she's only recommended 2 students to the PhD program, and he was one of them. He was one of my best students ever. Everyone is in shock over this, she stated, and also added he always acted extremely professional with her. That's something else that we've noticed a lot. They keep trying to tell us that he's an incel, he's an incel, he's an incel. But there's really only been like 2 people, females, that came out with like, they just didn't like him back type stories. Honestly, everyone else really hasn't had anything bad to say about him. Literally at all. It's really interesting the way that they are trying to like go about all this stuff. That's her. That's who they're trying to say was being summoned for trial, which again, because it's the defense and she has such a high, or at least, or maybe did, I don't know how she feels now, but when she spoke so highly of him, so highly of Kohberger, it would make sense for her to be the one that the defense was actually trying to summon over. No, that's not the case. They've corrected the document and got rid of her name completely, and it's actually this Brandon guy. As you can see, we now have this amended order, and it says, and now this 6th day of June 2025, the order issued on June 5th, 2025, is hereby amended to correct the name in the first paragraph of the order for Michelle to Brandon as follows. So Michelle, again, there's nothing here for Michelle. We can go right back to this page right here. And as you can see, at this point in time, we still have the Andriola, the Parham, the Vecchio, the Harris, and the Sanders. Now, there are a lot of people that are noticing that over in Washington, there's like 15, 16, 17, around that number of these so-say civil cases that are now showing up with Bryan's name attached to them. I am 99.999% positive that that situation is this situation, because there's been no other charges filed that we know of. We know that this is happening right now. So for that to be happening in Washington and it not be the exact mirror of what's happening in Pennsylvania would be honestly theme. Let's be for real. It would be totally on point for how this case works. But I'm just going to say that it doesn't seem like there's anything spectacular actually happening on that end when it comes to those things popping up in Washington. It's literally just witnesses being summoned over. I don't know if it's for the defense. I don't know if it's for the prosecution. If these ones are going out for the defense, they probably sent them all out at the exact same time. You'd think they would have had them all done at once. I could be wrong. That's just me assuming because I haven't gone in and actually read all of the information over on the Washington site. I just know that people on several platforms are talking about it, and I was able to find one myself, but I know that there are lists over on Twitter where people have been able to pull up several of them that all follow the exact same format. So all we can say at this time is that it seems like things are on track. Now, I have had a few comments where people are thinking or they're hearing that Bryan is filing some sort of defamation stuff in Washington. I don't know who's telling people that, but I'm going to show you guys right here what I found on the Odyssey portal. So I went into Smart Search. I'm not even signed in. You can do this without signing in whatsoever to see this portion of this information. I put in his full name with his middle initial with the period after the C for Christopher. I hit that I'm not a robot. I press submit. And this is what it shows. This is a material witness out of state summons. This is just one of them that populates whenever you search the information. And if you go down, you can see this is a motion in order for this person named Timothy DeWolf to testify at the trial in the issuance of summons to witness in an out-of-state criminal proceeding. So I don't know why somebody is going around spreading that these are like defamation lawsuits and Bryan is suing all these people. That doesn't happen at this stage. Like, we have to get to an answer before he even has grounds for a defamation case, regardless. So we're going to go based off of what's actually happening in Pennsylvania, what we know is happening because trial is coming, and based off the fact that it literally states it's a summons to witness in an out-of-state trial, not because you're being sued for defamation. And just so that I can make sure I have all the information, I went back and I took the C out of the search bar when it came to Bryan's name. I'm going to let it know that I'm not a robot again, and I'm going to hit submit, and you're going to see that all of the rest of them populate, okay? There's a few, like I showed you in the other little screen in the video, 17 altogether. All but one of them are in the exact same county. Now, that one itself is listed a little differently than the rest of these for some reason, but they all literally state that they are needed in Idaho. I'm going to show you guys right now. We're going to open up this very, very first one right here. And it literally says, in the matter of the application of the state of Idaho for an order directing the attendance of, and it's telling them they need to be there for Idaho District Court. Okay. There's nothing in this that says Bryan is suing anyone for literally anything. I know that it's worded a little strange. People are asking a lot of questions about why it's worded a certain way. I don't know. We don't know why the courts do whatever it is that the courts actually do here, but these are all the exact same. They all say the exact same thing. This is for people to go to Idaho. Now, some of these do have a hearing that's going to be happening on 6/25. It's the exact same situation that we saw with the documents in Pennsylvania. The hearings in Pennsylvania for this issue will be on the 30th of June instead of the 25th. Now, just like in Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure that this Richard Mark Cudahy person is most likely the attorney that was retained by Bryan Kohberger's defense team, the exact same way that the Pennsylvania people that are being summoned for the trial have also been retained an attorney by the defense team to represent them for the hearing coming up at the end of June. This is literally the exact same thing that's going on in Pennsylvania. So again, all this, oh, he's suing people for defamation. I don't know where that's coming from. I just know I've gotten like 5 comments about it. That's not what's going on here. That's definitely not what's happening here. You can see it in the verbiage itself. We have a hearing coming up on the 18th that was supposed to only be a sealed session for the alternate perpetrator information to be presented to the court in full with both sides present. But now that we've had this gag order leak and the defense has filed this motion to continue, we're going to be having a public session where that's discussed. So right now, yeah, subpoenas and stuff are going out, but trials still could be delayed. I don't want it personally to be delayed. I think we need to hurry up and get there, put the evidence out on the table. There's been enough buffoonery, all right? There's been enough skullduggery. That was a great word that I actually learned during the Delphi case. Beautiful word. There's been enough boo-boo going on, okay? We need to get to the facts. We need to get to the point where the state has no option but to come out, shut up, and actually put everything on the table that's an actual factual fact so that we can get this going. Because they've literally eliminated almost everything that's important in this case. So unless they are literally going to do something illegal, which again, on point for this case, there's just no way they have what they're trying to say they have. That's why a lot of people really do think they're trying to get this thing thrown out on purpose. Hence the gag leak. Hence this leak coming out this close to trial, this close to us going into jury selection. It wasn't the defense, it was the state. At least that's how the court is putting the responsibility in all of those documents. And now the defense is using it. So there's that too. But let me know what you guys are thinking about all of this right now with the current temperature of things down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See ya.